Have you found it hard to rebuild your self-worth after being involved in a toxic, unhealthy, or even narcissistic, abusive relationship? I want to give you some tips on how to begin on this journey of rebuilding your self-worth. I am Sabrina Irene, and I am your relational trauma recovery coach. I work with women on healing from toxic and unhealthy relationships so that they can break free from the toxic relationship cycle once and for all. Welcome to my channel. Go ahead and click subscribe if you haven't done so already. Okay, so let's get into it. I get it. I've been there. Being in a toxic relationship can be so detrimental to our overall self-worth and self-esteem. So I want to help you to begin on your journey of rebuilding, self-worth and confidence and just knowing how to love yourself again, right? So number one, I want to let you know it is going to be so important for you to start to have some boundaries. If you have come out of a toxic relationship, a toxic friendship even, right? Make sure that you know what your boundaries are, you know what your own limits are, and this can look different for everyone. So you may need to go no contact for a period of time. You may need to limit contact as much as possible. You may need to talk to each other through a third party if, interacting has not gone well for you in the past, or if, it's impossible to have a conversation that, will be civilized, right? So make sure you know your own limits so that way you know what boundaries to put in place. Next, be sure that you practice self-compassion. Being in an unhealthy and toxic relationship, you may have been criticized a lot. You may have been talked down to consistently, right? And a lot of times you can begin to let that voice of the person that was critical, that was really harsh towards you, you can let that voice become your voice. But I want to encourage you to have compassion for yourself. Show yourself some grace and, some love. And remember that you didn't get to this place overnight, and you won't heal from everything that you've gone through overnight either. So practice self-love, practice being kind to yourself and talking to yourself like someone you love and care about. Next, rediscover your identity. Who are you? Who were you before the relationship, right? Who are you at your core? What labels do you need to remove off of yourself? And, start there. What are some things that you like? What don't you like? What weren't you able to do in the relationship for whatever reason? What weren't you able to do that you wanted to do? Start to do those things. Start to rediscover who you are, who you were created to be, right? Because if you are watching this video right now, you were created on purpose and for a purpose. So begin to discover what your purpose is, right? Begin to grow in your relationship with God, right? And know why you were created in the first place. And lastly, get to the point of where you can turn your pain, your past experiences into purpose, right? I don't know what that'll look like for you. That could be volunteering. That could be reaching, to someone behind you that may be suffering, that may be going through the same thing that you were going through, right? It could be writing a book. It could be starting a business. It can be becoming a coach, right? So how can you turn your pain into purpose And, you know, doing these things and being consistent with these things as you are healing, as you're recovering, as you're rediscovering yourself, right? You'll start to feel stronger. You'll start to, you know, look back and, you know, even be grateful for, you know, some of the lessons that you were able to learn in the process. So I want to encourage you. Life is not over for you. You have a purpose, you have a destiny, and you can heal, you can overcome, and you can grow from this. Share with me below in the comments section, what is that one thing that you are willing to do to rebuild your self-worth after being in a toxic relationship? I look forward to hearing from you.